Welcome back. In this lesson, we're going to look at the workbook from a completely different perspective. We will build the principal dashboard. Instead of answering questions about one student, we're going to answer questions about the entire school. How many students are enrolled? What is the average attendance? Which students require support? Which students have attendance below 90%? These are the types of questions a principal needs answered every day. Our job is to design a dashboard that answers those questions automatically. Understanding a dashboard. Its purpose is to turn large amounts of data into useful information. The attendance sheet may contain thousands of records. The principal doesn't want to read thousands of records. They simply want the answers. Good dashboards do the hard work behind the scenes and present only the information that managers need to make decisions. An important construction decision. Before we build a dashboard, most real-life spreadsheets need a calculations or workings worksheet. We will call ours the Office Helpers Worksheet. Many people who first see this worksheet ask the same question. Why didn't you simply place all these formulas directly onto the dashboard? It's a good question. Let's see why. Why have a Helpers or Workings worksheet? As spreadsheets become larger, worksheets can quickly fill up with long and complicated formulas. Imagine placing every attendance calculation, every lookup, every sort calculation, and every temporary result directly onto the dashboard. The dashboard would still work, but it would become cluttered. It would be difficult to understand, difficult to maintain, and difficult to expand as the workbook grows. Also, instead of every worksheet repeating the same calculations, Excel performs them once on the Office Helpers worksheet, and then other worksheets can use these results. So professional spreadsheet designers usually separate their workbook into three distinct layers. Data, where information is entered. Processing, where Excel performs calculations. Presentation, where users view the results. The Helpers worksheet is our processing layer. Think of it as the engine room of the workbook. Users rarely visit it, but almost every reporting worksheet depends on it. Before we look at it in detail, which of our worksheets use the Helpers worksheet? It exists to support the rest of the workbook. The student inquiry screen uses it to retrieve attendance summaries and supporting information. The principal dashboard uses it to build KPI cards, attendance statistics, and management reports. The Student Records Explorer, which we'll build in the next lesson, uses it to create filtered and sorted student lists. Here is the key point. Instead of every worksheet repeating the same calculations, Excel performs them once on the Office Helpers worksheet. Then every other worksheet simply reuses those results. One calculation, many uses. That's both more efficient and much easier to maintain. So this Helper worksheet gives information about each student, their ID, their name, their class ID, status, and also their attendance percentage. Let's have a look at this formula in column F and see how it works. Our attendance percentage is calculated using this formula. At first glance, it looks intimidating, but when we break it into smaller pieces, it's actually quite logical. First is the I4OR function, our safety net. The first function is I4OR. Its job is to prevent Excel displaying error messages. Imagine a brand new student joins the school today. They haven't attended any classes yet. If Excel tried dividing by 0 attendance records, it would normally display a #div/0. Exclamation point error. That doesn't look very professional. Instead, I4OR catches the error before the user sees it and returns a value of 0 instead. Whenever you see a error, think of it as a safety net. It catches errors before your users ever see them. Next, we use COUNTIFs. Unlike COUNTIF, which checks one condition, COUNTIFs allows us to check several conditions at the same time. Our first COUNTIFs asks, how many attendance records belong to this student where the status is present? The second one asks exactly the same question, but this time it counts records where the status is late. We then add those two numbers together. Present plus late gives us every successful attendance. Next, we use the ordinary COUNTIF. This simply counts every attendance record for that student. Now we know two things: how many successful attendances they have, and how many attendance records exist altogether. Excel then divides one by the other to calculate the student's attendance percentage. Although the formula looks complicated, all it's really doing is successful attendances divided by total attendances. A useful Excel tip: whenever you're trying to understand a long formula, Excel provides a brilliant shortcut. Highlight part of the formula in the formula bar and press F9. Excel immediately shows the value that section of the formula returns. For example, highlight one of the COUNT-IFs functions and press F9. Instead of showing the formula, Excel shows the actual number it has counted. It's an excellent way of checking formulas while you're building them. Just remember to press Escape afterwards, otherwise Excel will replace that section of the formula with the calculated value. The rest of the formulas in the helpers worksheet are similar to this except for the sort key formula. Its job is quite different from the other calculations. It doesn't calculate attendance, it doesn't calculate scores. Instead, it tells Excel which value should be used when sorting the Student Records Explorer. Let's look at the formula. Although it looks long, it's simply asking a series of questions. Has the user chosen student name? If so, return the student's name. If not, have they chosen year group? If so, return the year group. If not, check class YD, then attendance percent, then average score. Otherwise, return the value in column I. So the formula is continually asking one simple question: what has the user chosen to sort by? Once it knows the answer, it returns that value for every student. Why do we do this? Imagine the principal wants to see students alphabetically. The sort key returns the student names. Now suppose they change the drop-down to attendance percent. The sort key instantly changes. Instead of containing names, it now contains attendance percentages. Nothing else in the workbook needs to change. The Student Records Explorer simply sorts using the sort key. The helper sheet has already prepared everything. Some people expect the sort key field in the helper's worksheet to be actually sorted, but it never is. Its job is only to provide the data to the Student Records Explorer's worksheet, and the actual sorting is done on it. This is another example of professional spreadsheet design. Rather than building 6 different sorting formulas, we build one flexible calculation that adapts automatically. Building our KPI cards. Now let's move back to the principal dashboard. One of the KPI cards displays the school's average attendance. The formula is, although it looks long, each function has a simple job. The text average attendance creates the heading. Char 10 inserts a line break so the title appears above the percentage. The average function calculates the average attendance from the Office Helpers worksheet. Finally, text formats the result as a percentage with 1 decimal place. Notice something important. The dashboard isn't calculating attendance percentages. Those calculations have already been completed by the Office Helpers worksheet. The dashboard is simply displaying the result. Let's look at another dashboard formula. Here in cell I12, this counts how many students belong to a particular year group. The first condition checks whether the year group matches the value shown in cell H12. The second condition checks whether the student has review records greater than 0. Only students meeting both conditions are counted. Highlighting students requiring attention. One of the most useful sections of the dashboard is the list of students whose attendance has fallen below 90%. This report is created using 2 modern Excel functions working together, the filter and sort functions. The filter function searches the Office Helpers worksheet, but only return records when the value in the attendance percent column fields is less than 90%, that is, return only those students whose attendance is below 90%. If no students meet that condition, Excel displays the message, no students below 90%. The result is then passed to the sort function. Sort arranges the list into ascending order, the one at the end of function, based on the attendance percentage indicated by 6, the 6th column of that table, thus placing the students with the lowest attendance at the top. As attendance records change, this report updates automatically. No manual filtering, no manual sorting. Excel does all the work for us. Thinking like a spreadsheet designer, let's step back and look at what we've created. The attendance worksheet stores the raw information. The Office Helpers worksheet performs the calculations. The principal dashboard presents the answers. Each worksheet has a single responsibility. This is a design approach used in many professional spreadsheet solutions. because it keeps workbooks organised, easier to maintain, and much simpler to expand in the future. That's one of the key principles behind this entire series. We're not just learning Excel functions, we're learning how to build practical spreadsheet solutions for real organisations. Lesson summary. In this lesson, we've built the principal dashboard and explored the processing layer that powers it. We've learned what makes a good management dashboard, why professional workbooks use an office helper's worksheet, how separating data, processing and presentation produces cleaner, more maintainable workbooks. In the next video, we'll build the Student Records Explorer, where we'll see how filter and sort can be used to create powerful inquiry screens that update automatically as your data changes.
Over the next few days, Lana learned about essential Excel concepts like relative references, using cell references and linking. She learned how to organize data properly using lists, tables, and name ranges. She mastered the workhorse functions and tools like XLOOKUP, SUMIFS, COUNTIFS, if, AI Excel prompts, pivot tables, and Power Query. Equally important, she learned how they can combine together to create practical, efficient, workable solutions.
Whether you're looking to improve your own Excel skills or train an entire team, we've built a practical course for real-world Excel users. Our 6-level online program takes learners from beginner to advanced and now includes using Excel with AI, ensuring every skill level is covered. For businesses and universities, we support groups from 3 users to over 1,000. Managers can track progress, monitor results, and see team performance in real time. Course levels include online exams, and learners who achieve 75% receive an automatically generated CPD-certified Excel certificate. Individual and corporate group licenses available. Learn Excel. Work faster.